I got more rights than fucking anybody else.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Saturday Night Forum. Tonight, it's going to be Sparky and Jericho and myself. Normally, we have Patriot, but
tonight, it's going to be Sparky and Jericho and myself.
All right, crap.
That was me.
Oh, okay. And anyways, yeah, Sparky Patriot and Tactec are off on maneuvers, so to speak. We'll just leave it there. But we should still have a pretty fun show for you. Miss Mary, good to see you. 12B, howdy. What's up, Conservative Patriot? So, man, can you believe some of these damn riots going on?
How could you not believe them? I mean, at this point, they're almost mundane.
Yeah. Was it 99 now days in Portland or 100 now? I mean,
tonight will be 100 in Portland.
I mean that's,
Hey, Margot. I mean, honestly, you'd think they'd get tired after a certain point.
Well, I mean, when you've got constant fury to work with, I mean, why not? It's kind of interesting, especially juxtaposed with what I'm doing right now, because you already know this, Ron, but the audience doesn't. For the past week, I have been struck down on YouTube and have not been able to publish anything. I caught a strike because I named the Portland shooter. I called him out the day after it happened. I showed evidence, and I stated, for the record, do not approach this man. If you see him, contact the police. It was basically a PSA.
Yeah, that was actually my comment. Great PSA. And you know what? They did catch up to him. The U.S. Marshals caught up to his ass. Put him down like a dog.
And YouTube actually decided to give me a strike for that. And so now I am waiting. It should be tomorrow night or Monday morning when I can publish again. And so with that, I've taken up a little side project, and I've been working with a young activist here in Oklahoma City for the past week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's had some ups and it's had some downs. Whoa, has it had some downs?
Reliable.
Pardon?
Oh, I'm just the chat there. Yeah, we got Margot in the chat. Good to see you, hon. DPFX, good to see you. Willman, old reliable. I'm your Huckleberry.
Let me pop this chat out so I can track it easier.
It's up, Rebel.
But yeah, I've been working with this young man and trying to help him do things right without getting hemmed up.
You want to show us one of those pictures that you were showing us earlier about him?
Yeah, let me.
Hey, Chrysler.
Let me. Alrighty. Here we go. We'll do this.
I bleed American. Good to see you, honey. All right.
So this is Jahaven. This is a young man I've been working with. And I took a bunch of pictures today, so I'm just kind of going through them and looking at them. But this is the crux of what he's doing. He wants to make America great again, and he has some ideas to do it. He's not a Trump supporter, but if he could vote, he would be a Trump voter, which I think that's interesting because he says that Trump is the mirror of America. Sometimes you look in the mirror and you may not like what you look at, but it's an honest reflection of who you are. And he says that's what Donald Trump is. He's not really the hero we want, but he's definitely probably the one we need. And his whole message is about bringing people together and to come up with new ideas to fix things. And so this young man, one of the things he wants to do is he doesn't want, he denounces Black Lives Matter, which has got him kicked out of the black community.
Of course.
He is a back the blue guy, which is amazing considering some of the things that have happened in the past week. And he wants to bring the country together. So I asked him, I'm like, well, what does, we talked about police reform. And so I asked him, what does that look like? And he says, well, firefighters go to the schools to teach the children how to act when they see a firefighter in their gear, so they're not scared of the firefighters. I'm like, okay. And he says, I notice a lot of these police shootings happen during police stops, during regular traffic stops. And I would like for high school students to learn how to act when police pull you over. Now, that is actually a great thing, right? That would be beneficial to the community. And then you take that and you add on, he wants to add training for de-escalation. You know, that way, because cops are only trained right now in things like de-escalation training. They go through the academy when they first hire on, and then they do stuff like they may do de-escalation training like once every 5 years. He's saying, no, how about we work on that every year? That way, it's a little bit more fresh in the mind. I think that's a legitimate solution that could.
I mean, if you look at like the Rashard Brooks, remember Rashard Brooks, the man that, I mean, you know, fell asleep, well, passed out in the drive-through line, and then the cops, you know, stopped him, pulled him off to the side, and everything was polite for what, like the first 40 minutes until they went to put the cuffs on, and then he flipped out and, you know, and then he ended up firing at the cops. There were like 4 times those cops could have fired on him.
Yeah. And
you know, and so now I get what you're saying, you know, but it's like the one thing, man, the one thing people need to understand is if you've got a problem with getting arrested, well, you're going to have to take it to court, because right now the cops have the authority to shoot you. Hey, Manny, what's up, Manny? Hey,
but you saw the video of him being arrested, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he did it right.
Oh, the cop? Yeah.
No, the cop did it right. No, I'm talking about when my man Jahaven got arrested.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And they ended up letting him go.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete, good to see you, brother.
They did nothing wrong, the police, and he did nothing wrong in the means that he did what he did. And it turned out to be a net benefit. Now the police know he's not a threat and everything else. But if you, I met this man last week, and I've been working with him ever since. And, I mean, you had the unfortunate, you got to see firsthand what was going on. Well, you got to see my reaction firsthand to what was going on to the man when he had a low night. And this whole time, he has been sleeping on the steps of the Capitol. Today marks 7 days, by the way. This morning at 8 a.m. local, he was at 7 days. So I got to give it to him, because I wouldn't have spent 7 days on those hot stairs. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah, on the Capitol. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty ballsy. I'll give him that. But he was standing up for something he believes in. You know, it's like.
And he's still standing up for something he believes in. He's still doing it right now as we speak. While I'm sitting here in my comfortable air-conditioned home, he is sitting on stairs that have been exposed to 96, 98-degree weather all day. And he's not doing it with a smile, but he's doing it with resolve.
Yeah, doing pretty well. American Warhorse out there.
It's great.
And it is pretty insane, but don't worry, I got plenty of supplies.
Oh, my man Nacho. Nacho is in the chat. What's up, brother? How was the protest today? I saw the NFAC showed up, did a photo op, and then got the fuck out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Evidently, the NFAC they're just not fucking anything. I mean, they're just not doing anything.
It's like politicians kissing babies.
Yeah.
It's basically it. Let me shake hands, kiss babies, and get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was shake babies and yeah, never mind.
Well, that's behind the scenes.
Yeah, the NFAC, honestly, even the Antifa journalists that were walking with them was like, I have no clue what that was about. That was the lamest shit ever. Just more proof that Funkmaster Fresh, he's not about anything. He talks big. You know, most people of action speak softly and carry a big stick. Grandmaster Jay yells at the top of his lung and has a micro penis.
Well, you also got to know he's also a master firearms guy too. Don't forget, special firearms instructor. He's amazing. I don't own any of those bullpup ARs that he was talking about.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know about you, Spark. Did you see those in the military, the bullpup ones and people dying left and right in basic training? Did you ever see that? You know, where the bolt fires? I never see those special weapons. They're amazing. Must be sealed.
I know. You know, that bolt slides home and
I know. That's probably how they got Osama bin Laden, was one of those bullpup, maybe the AR-14s or something we don't know about. That's probably what it was.
Hey, Freedom. Nacho just came from those protests. You may want to pull him on. I bet he has some amazing stuff to talk about today. And what is awesome is the entire time all this stuff was going on in Louisville, not one shot fired. Thousands of weapons on the street. Not a single shot fired. The NFAC showed up with approximately 250 to 300 people. And, of course, they're not doing anything. They literally are fucking around.
Yeah.
Maybe the NFAC stands for Negroes Effing Around Coalition. It's a joke. They think people are scared of them because of the color of their skin and they can carry dark, scary weapons. Oh no.
Actually, for most of us, I think we're at the point where, like, even the protests I saw today, you had white guys, black guys. I mean, there were white militia members or black militia members.
Yeah. No one cares about skin color. No one cares about that.
And that's the truth about a true militia. You know, a true militia is not all about skin color. In fact, they don't give a crap about skin color. Their number one thing is, are you an American or are you not? And if you say I'm an American and you train with them, you become friends with them, and they have your back and you have theirs.
Yeah. It's and there's still protests going on in Louisville right now, so there is still potential for violence to kick off. But today, during the day, there was no violence, and that is something that needs to be applauded. Many patriots showed up. I saw the crowds, and I was estimating around around 300 Patriots showed up to their rally, all of them armed, most of them kitted out, and they were very peaceful. Black Lives Matter showed up, tried to antagonize. Nothing happened there. It's a good day for America. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
What's up, Nacho? How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up?
That's what I'm saying.
Hold on. Sorry about that. Not doing too bad. Just got back from the rally, and I mean, I missed out on the Patriot march because the guy going with me, he got held up. Plus, he's a little scared, to go. So I understand that.
Did you mock him and make fun of his penis size?
No, but he did go, and
But
he
at
was
least he
packing.
showed up, right?
He was packing. He's packing, peaceful bullets. Because we don't pack any of those hating bullets. Just the peaceful ones.
I just pack freedom seeds.
Oh well, or that too. There you go.
I like to spread liberty.
I think
Around
that,
1,256 feet per second. That's how fast liberty spreads.
62 grains worth of it too at a time.
yeah, mine travels a little faster than that.
62 grains of freedom, right, coming at you.
Yeah,
That's
mine
all-
are 160.
Yeah, I shoot like 140. But hey, different calibers, different grains. But yeah, I was actually impressed. I mean, I don't understand why the NFAC decided to take a knee next to Churchill Downs. That makes
That was
absolute
stupid.
sense.
All right. Well, so I figured the Patriot March starting out in the day, and I got down there about like 2:30, my time, and I figured their march would last a lot longer than what it actually did. So when I got down there to where they had the memorial for Breonna Taylor,
Mm-hmm.
the Patriot group, they already left at that point. And all these whack jobs were like staring me down and started following us, getting on these little radios they're pulling off. They thought they're like badasses or something. And they get on them. Oh, we got somebody here, need to watch them. So then they start following my ass around. Well, they just had these two large women following me and the guys with around.
Oh, that's
And-
funny. Now, did you ask them out? Did you ask them out for a lunch date or anything?
I think they already ate.
It doesn't matter. I mean, look,
Judging from
how about that?
judging from their gut, I'm guessing they weren't very hungry.
Well, I mean,
What
they didn't look like they were hungry though.
Oh, they could eat.
And Sparky, here's the thing though. Well, here's the thing. They did. I was going to help myself too. They had a large ass buffet sitting out there on the sidewalk of like all this fresh catered food. I seen that and I looked at it. And then next thing you know, I had like 3 or 4 more of these fat asses staring at me like I was going to contaminate the damn food. So I'm like, and then they had some dudes walking towards them. I'm like, yeah, I ain't going to mess with this food. But I almost did though. I wanted to.
See, when I get followed, and this does happen occasionally at protests, people get labeled as specific things or whatnot. And
Yep.
so I've been followed at a couple of these, and they've sent women after me one time. And so I asked her on a date. And she's like, no, I don't date fascists. I said, that's awesome. I don't either. And she goes, I'm not a fascist. I said, I'm not either. But I still wouldn't actually take you on a date. and we laugh for a moment and just it humanized. I'm like, look, if you want to follow me, I have no problem with it. We're in public. I'm not doing anything to hurt anybody, and hopefully you aren't either. So at least we could talk while we're doing this. And
Yeah.
usually I leave you alone after that.
Well, yeah, that didn't really work out too well in my favor. Now, they did follow me around for a little bit, but they kept getting pissed off because I'd point the damn camera at them, and they put their hand up, in front of the camera, but already got their fat ass face on there. And then, because she didn't even have her damn mask on, so I got her entire face, and then she realized that she put her mask on. And keep in mind, I had a damn mask on, literally all the way up to just under the bridge of my nose. Then I had a beanie pulled all the way down past my eyebrows. Then I had some big ass sunglasses on, so you could only see like maybe a half inch of my white ass nose, at the very tip. So they couldn't really figure anything out, and they kept following me around here and there, and would say, people don't like you recording, blah blah. I'm like, there's other people here recording. Well, that's not a problem. I'm like, what the hell? It's not a problem. And they're like, well, we've been here for 101 days and we've never seen you before. I'm like, yeah, because this is my first time coming here to see what's going on. I said, because the news media lies about you all. So I was trying to, play their side a little bit. Well, that didn't even work with these dumbasses. I'm like, look, the news doesn't represent you all. They only show, clips here and there. And she's like, well, we don't know where this is going to go and how this is going to be spun. She's kept hinting at, she's basically wanting my, know where I was streaming at, and they thought I was streaming, but for some reason they never came out and asked me. So I kept, we kept walking around, and they kept following us, and then finally, I guess it wore these two fatties out. They finally quit following us, but then they just stayed on their radios, and they had at least, I counted 9 people staring at me and getting on their radios as I was walking around. And then next thing you know, I turn around, there'd be somebody else behind me, like, oh, hello. And just kept going. And they even got pissed off because I recorded the damn buildings that already, they boarded up all their windows. They weren't smashed or anything. They're doing it as a prevention. They got pissed off for that too. I'm like, what the hell? And they told me with me out there recording and getting people's faces, that's putting people's private information out there on the internet.
You're in public.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sparky nailed it. Yeah,
I was at an anti-mask. I was at an anti-mask rally, and this lady showed up with a sign advocating for masks. I'm like, awesome, glad to see you here. Blah blah blah. And she says, I would appreciate it if you would not record me here. And I said, well, I'm not recording. I'm streaming. And she's like. And she goes, well, I appreciate it if you wouldn't. And I'm like, you're in public. You're going to have to get over that.
Yeah. Yep. Or you could just look up like a fucking business that's got a camera or a street sign, and be like, you're being recorded whether you like it or not, man. We're not quite as bad. We're not quite as bad as Europe yet, but give it time. Yeah.
Well, and I told them, I'm like, look, I don't have any ill intent towards you all. And they, said at one point, they're like, well, we don't know what side you're on. Like, what the hell? I'm not even challenging your ideas. I'm not even bashing this whole situation. I actually, if they would have asked me, they would have been surprised that I actually agreed with them on, I don't approve of no-knock warrants. And that she didn't deserve to die. They would have been shocked. But they never let me really talk. I mean, they just was trying to control everything. So I just decided to keep walking around. And then there was this immigrant, he could have been Jewish or something. I'm not sure, but his skin was like white. But he was getting his picture taken with the statue. Okay. And this dude looked like he's in his late 60s. He had like a big beard, a little bigger than mine. And it's like him and his wife and a child or a grandson. They're trying to take their photo. These BLM people got in their face, was yelling at them, cussing at them, saying racial slurs to them. So I walk around to the other side, and then the two fatties follow me over there, trying to distract me from that. And then some more people get there, so I couldn't really see what was going on with my phone. And then we walk away, go record the buildings that have the wood put over the windows. And then I go back, and then she's saying that they don't like white immigrants, that now they're having to deal with white immigrants. But didn't these dumbasses not long ago say all immigrants are welcome here? I mean, I'm confused.
They probably are too. They're just picking and choosing like the buffet table that you walk by.
Well,
what suits their needs and their agenda at that moment in time is what they pick from.
Yep.
It could just be, and this is just me spitballing, they just don't like white people.
No, that's it.
I mean,
that might be part of
it. And I mean, that's fine. If they don't like white people, whatever. I I think it is ridiculous. Some of the bullshit that people, the hoops that people jump through these days, for the right to be such bigots. We sure are pretty damn accepting of legal immigrants.
Yeah. Well, and the funny thing is, the woman that said she didn't like white immigrants, guess what her race is?
Yeah.
She's white.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't make this crap up. It's like, I know the news media tells them a lot, but news media don't go that far on some of this crap and tell them all this crap. So I don't know where they're getting this information from, but man, these people, they're beyond help, to be honest. You can't even have a discussion with them, even if you agree with them, just because they don't know who you are. They don't care if you're agreeing with them, if you're giving them money. They don't care. They still don't like you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We're seeing more and more of that. Some people are just completely lost. I mean, they hear one thing that they don't disagree with, and they automatically get triggered and go into fucking ballistic mode, and then you just can't talk to them after that. I mean, we see it all the time.
Yeah. Well, then after that event, I did end up going to the NFAC event. Now I got there I got there like 20 minutes before it's supposed to take place. There's Grandmaster Gabe was supposed to be there hooting and hollering when the horses were running around the track. But his dumbass takes off like 30 minutes before his actual event was supposed to take place. It's like, what the hell? Then I went back and looked at some other live streams, and his dumbass was just doing, like you all said, a photo op. He did some dumbass formation. What it wasn't a formation. And then they got their little photo, and then they walked on, and that was it. So I hung around there and filmed the police and talked to a few people there, here and there. Now, some of those people were watching me as well, but not like they were over at the BLM, I guess, booth, you could say, where the Breonna Taylor Memorial is at that little park. But, I mean, a lot of those people, all they were doing is chanting F the police. And it sounded like at one time they're chanting ACAB, but I couldn't make it out. I don't think really anybody could. And they're smoking weed like right up against the fence because the cops had all their vehicles parked in the road and fence on both sides. So I guess they think they're a badass for smoking weed. And cops really don't care that much about weed.
No.
That's one thing I do appreciate. I mean, we've got legalized weed down here. It's not like personal consumption, but I mean, it's got
medical, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't smoke it, but I don't care if people smoke it or not. To me, it's like alcohol. I don't drink alcohol either, but you don't hear my ass complaining about people drinking alcohol. If you want to drink, I don't care.
That's a good idea. I think I'll join you.
Yeah, amen to that, there, guys. A cheers, everyone.
There you go. Oh well. Well, I have a Coke right here, though. Not the kind.
Yeah, I have a Coke. I'm not partaking in any.
You guys are doing the caffeine drug instead of the alcohol drug.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yep.
So, well, I've got everybody here. I know I told a couple of you, but today is my son's birthday. My oldest boy, he turned 20 today. And he's already got a job, got his own truck. And, I mean, he's kicking ass like I never did.
Good to hear.
He's doing it right.
A lot of young people don't want to work either. And that's another thing. Speaking of a job, how does the dumbass Grandmaster Jay, how does he do all this crap? His ass is getting paid somehow. He ain't doing this just on his own. Somebody's paying his dumbass to come around. And is on top of that, who gave his dumbass the attention that he's getting? Because I never heard of the dude until a couple months ago.
Well, actually, there's a lot of people doing that. I mean, he's got his Instagram page, which Sparky has shown me a few times, and I don't know. Do you get paid through Instagram, or how does that work?
You can receive money through Instagram. I firmly believe that his His entire deal is crowdfunding.
More than likely.
I mean, it could be. I don't know. It's pointless. I mean, all he does is photo ops, and that's it. And he said, I watched a stream he did the other day. He said he is coming back to Louisville this time to help out the people of Louisville, and then he wasn't going to come back after that. Well, dumbass, your ass back to Atlanta, and if you think you can conquer Texas, please do it. I want to see you try.
Well, what's really funny is 5 weeks ago he claimed he was coming back in 4 weeks to burn this mother down if he didn't get the justice that he thought was appropriate for Breonna Taylor. And we all know how that turned out. He didn't even show up. And then he shows up thinking that he was going to stop the Kentucky Derby. And then he basically took the Kaepernick knee, said Black Power a few times, took a picture, and walked away. So, yeah, I think if anyone thinks that he's actually about it, if he's actually going to do anything, they really need to get their head checked.
Yeah, I haven't seen him accomplish any. I mean, what has he actually accomplished, though?
He's getting paid. He's got attention. He's getting paid. That's what he's accomplished.
Well, aside from getting attention and getting paid, what has he actually accomplished? Nothing.
Maybe that's all he gives a shit about, is that he just wants to, he's just, some people, anybody can pick up a cause and act like they really give a shit about that cause, and, and they're getting paid and whatever. It's a photo. The whole thing for that was the photo op, right? Like, he's a lot of hot air. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I mean, he's a firearms expert. Obviously, we all know that.
God.
I mean, but he's getting paid, so he went out there, made his little appearance, took the knee, got a little bit of attention. Look, we're even talking about this jackass. So there you go. He's doing something right. Probably not a whole lot, but he's doing something that people are paying attention to him, and making videos disproving his bolt firing the round out of the chamber through the barrel and whatever else, and all his misinformation, because he obviously doesn't know anything about what he's talking about. But again, he's got attention and he's getting paid, and there you go. Like, so, and
feeling that he's like a 40-year-old virgin. I mean, his ass, he looks like Steve Urkel. I mean, look at him.
To virgins everywhere, though. That's not fair to virgins to be.
And honestly, you should not hold that against virgins. Look, when I look at him, and in some of his videos, he even does a Mr. Rogers imitation. Where he comes in the middle of the summer wearing a jacket, and he has to take it off. And like he's just coming in from a hard day's work in the woods or whatever, in the middle of fucking summer in Georgia, wearing a Gore-Tex jacket. No, that doesn't happen. And then there's not a drop of sweat on him, and he is so full of shit.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure some of the biggest frauds in history are going.
Damn, man, good job. They're like, my hat's off to you. The frauds are thinking. Yeah, I've seen those videos. Like, you could at least have the water bottle and spray himself a little bit. Look like he's sweating out there. Like, woo! Let me take off that jacket. Working.
Another thing, though, when he left Churchill Downs, he went like 6 blocks, and that part of town around Churchill Downs is not a good part of town. There's a lot of drug dealers and gangbangers, so it's not a good part of town to start with. And then he went 6 blocks down, deeper into the area where it's a lot worse. He went there for a reason, not because he knows there's good people there. He went there for a reason.
He went there for protection.
Yeah, pretty well that. And I believe he's actually scared of the Angry Viking. And I don't know what happened to that dude after he did their march. I don't know if that was it or what happened, but his ass probably got scared because he realized, wait a minute, we claim we're experts. They don't claim they're experts, but they ain't shot themselves. We've shot ourselves.
Yeah.
And he even said if you got one in the chamber and you take the gun and smack it on the table, that it can discharge. He said that's how that shooting
Yeah.
took place last time they were here.
Well,
I'm
what
no
happened?
gun expert, but
I know exactly how that happened.
Yeah, I'm not a gun expert either, but I've loaded my AR more than a few times and never had that happen ever.
Well, what actually happened is it was a single action shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to cock the hammer back. There is no safety on that thing. The woman had it loaded, had the hammer cocked back, did not even have a sling on the weapon. She fell out from heat exhaustion. The gun discharged. Hit her and hit 2 other people because she had buckshot in it. So
these dumbasses.
a single action shotgun. I mean, that has to be one of the hardest things to shoot yourself with, and yet she managed to shoot herself and 2 other people.
Hey, Sparky, though, didn't you
Yes.
hear Grandmaster Jay, though? He explained how it happened, how it went off.
That's right. He's a
Yeah,
firearm.
but
I mean, you're lying to us now. I mean, Grandmaster Jay, he's an expert now.
firearms expert. Yes.
with a XM15 bullpup,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, right.
Yep.
God. It makes me laugh every time.
I
And
did,
again, don't forget about the people that die in basic training because of these XM15 bullpups.
I know,
Remember,
man. I didn't even
dropping-
know. I didn't even know that the military signed off on that contract. But
Well,
anyway.
I thought the AR-14 was supposed to replace the XM15. Is what I understand. Isn't that what Biden was talking about one time too?
Oh,
You know, so you know. I mean, again, they're all firearms expert. I'm just a humble guy that has been shooting guns for like 15 years. I don't know much. So
yeah, I'm just the guy that went through multiple basic trainings and shot those weapons, and I don't know anything.
yeah, Stu, we're not firearms experts like Grandmaster Jerkoff. So
Well, I'm not a firearm expert. I really am not. Now I'm an aircraft expert. If you,
yes,
I have received calls from like Sweden, people I've talked to online, and they're like, yeah, is this Sparky? Yeah, I'm having problems, and I need to talk to someone. And so I troubleshoot their airplane over the phone, and I've actually gotten paid for that a couple times.
yeah. Yeah, I gotta pull that one up. Hold on, that was funny.
So you kind of had like phone sex with them, and they were like, "Oh,
Yeah.
here's a couple bucks, sir."
Yeah. They're like, "Thank you, you made me come." But no, it's kind of strange. And I even demonstrated exactly what Funkmaster Fresh was talking about in his video. I did it at the range with a magazine in the weapon, and it didn't fire. It was amazing.
I know, right, Manny? I think it would work too. Just throw a couple of large screen TVs out there and then throw a bunch of rakes in the middle. Yeah, they'd end up killing themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, fluid pour. Well, you know what? We are actually discussing that right now. So, welcome. Yeah, take on all this crap going on. First of all, if you're not a prepper, you're behind the curve, but it's never too late to start. Right now, it's going to be really pricey. If you don't already have firearms and ammo, I hope you've got $500,000, at least $10,000, because that's about what you're going to need to get anything decent now. See, I got all my goodies when the going was good, but.
Well, meant to also tell you that while I was down there and the two fatties were following me around, they also told me that a bunch of racists dressed in military uniform with all kinds of guns showed up to their event, and they said they had to deal with a huge racist crowd that come in. And I guess they thought I was part of them or something, just coming back or something. Man, with this crap they were saying to me is pretty comical, but I couldn't laugh because they outnumbered me, and they had all these damn little radios and had these people with earbuds that I guess they communicate to. But this stuff was comical, though. But yeah, the Patriot group really put them on edge. I think they were really scared, and I mean they had weapons as well.
But you know,
they had
they
rifles.
should be scared of the Patriots, and I want to tell you why. It's not because the Patriots don't have the conviction. It's not because the Patriots don't know how to use their weapons. It's because the Patriots are unorganized. One thing the left has over the right: Patriots are unorganized. We do not talk to each other enough. We do not coordinate, but they coordinate. For a group of people who have no real organization and hierarchy, they sure are damn organized.
And well funded, too.
Yeah, I
very
mean,
well.
that's true.
Well, no,
They do have leaders, though.
let's kill that myth. The well-funded thing is garbage. Let me tell you what actually happens. These people live in like 10 cities, work at places like Burger King and McDonald's. It costs nothing to get on an airplane because the airlines are struggling to survive. So you can get tickets for next to nothing. And then these hobos will fly across the country, sleep in 10 cities, and tear shit up because it's fun. And then they go back home. Oh, well, I lost my job at McDonald's. Oh, well, I guess I'll get another McJob at Arby's. And the cycle repeats. It doesn't take money. They're not funded. These people literally just do it. The only thing that they are funded through is when you see like they have communications networks and stuff like that. Yeah, those radios they operate. There is someone who has a little bit of money and it doesn't take much. I could buy 4 Simplex ham radios right now for about $100. I've got a line on a deal right now where I can set up a Simplex and I can actually hand program the frequencies. 4 walkies, $100.
I got mine for less than that, but
Yeah.
Did you get 4 of them at once?
Well,
Okay.
down there at the BLM area I went to, they had, I know, at least 9. I counted 9 people, but there's probably more than that had these damn walkie-talkies. Then there's a good amount of people that just had these like little earbuds as well. I don't know how all that crap is set up, but I know that stuff's not cheap, especially having that many radios and stuff. It probably took, multiple people that bought the stuff because they think it's cool and they think they're slick, but they're dumbasses because they pull it out while you're standing like 10, 15 feet from them and they're on the damn thing saying, hey, watch this person. It's like, you dumbass. You're not even trying to hide it. You should have just walked over to someone else and said, hey, see that guy right there? Watch him.
Look,
I mean, the radio point.
every time I have a radio on me, I let them know I have one. I don't give a fuck. You want to know why I let them know? Here's the real reason. Because they fear the fact that we have communication.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Fuzz,
okay,
dude,
you know what? You know what, Fuzz? You're not wrong. Okay, look, I've been working with this young man, and I was talking about it at the beginning of the show. There is one of the Patriots that is even more sympathetic to this man's cause than I am, and he's helping out as well. And he got all upset today because the young man walked into the Capitol to relieve himself, and the security guard told him no, he's not allowed to do that. And he's like, wait, this is the people's house. I'm going to go to the restroom. And she told him he couldn't. And so he just walked in, He passed her up, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I've got to go. I'm not going to debase myself and get arrested for urination in public." He walked in, he did his business, and he walked back out. And the police officer's like, "I'm not going to arrest him for this because he really did nothing wrong." We need to learn that civil disobedience is fine. But no, I still think our biggest problem is the fact that, not that we try to remain too much within the confines of the law, but I think that we are not talking to each other enough. We are not coordinating enough. And because let's be honest, the way you train, the way I train is two different animals. And I'm not going to say which one is superior, but at the end of the day, we don't possess the same skill sets. At the end of the day, we don't have the same tactical forethought. So unless we have someone actually calling shots with proper communication, we will not organize, and it will look like a chicken with its head cut off running around if, God forbid, anything has to happen. My opinion.
You left us speechless there, Sparky.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm reading that.
I think that's part of it.
You have a good night, brother. And you know what? I tend not to buy into the hype either, but somebody's funding these groups. I mean, if we could figure out who and cut off the funding.
Well, the other night, Tucker Carlson said it's Democratic groups that are funding it, and they were showing it on TV. So somebody's funding it. I know my job funds me because I work. And so, I make about $50K a year, and I can't really, could I go and buy 4 or 5, radios and hand them out to other morons and stuff? Yes. But, I value my job, stuff like that. Just, so, and also I think too, like you say about the training, I think that's an excellent point because your training, my training is different. Ron's training is different. There's also the mentality too, because you've also got, you got the patriot mentality, you got the prepper mentality, and you have other mentalities out there. Like when Patriot 3%er and Ron and I were discussing one night, and he was saying he was going down to, for this today and stuff. And, you got to remember there's people out there that, like when I talk to my son, he's like, don't go looking for trouble. Kyle on Surviving Prepper for Normal People. He's prepper mentality first too. And I think I kind of agree with that. I'm prepper mentality first before. And it's like, the whole idea is, do I want to go and guard? Like if I had a business and they're going to burn the fucker down, yes, I'm going there with my AR and my 12 gauge and I'm going to stand there with my family and try to defend it, like they did in the Hollywood riots and these other riots. But if it's Joe Blow's thing, 10 miles away, I'm like, I don't know Joe Blow. Yeah, is it the right thing to try to go and do? But again, like, what if it's a liberal area? They, like the whole mentality, well, they voted these idiots in, and now these idiots are allowing these other idiots to go burn the fucking, Utica to the ground. So I rather, try to keep my, head down until I really have to. Like, if they come down my fucking road, absolutely, I'll be out there with my neighbors and stuff like that. But, that's another mentality too. It's not just the training though, Sparky. I think it's our mentality too is also working within the confines of the law too. Like, again, I have a prepper mentality before, again, I'm a patriot, of course. I think all of us are pretty much. But again, it's like, I don't want to go, if you have a family, do I want to, if I'm going to go down there, my son's going to want to go down there. Ron, you know what I'm talking about. If you're going to go somewhere,
if you and your son were going to go down there, I would probably show up too.
And I don't want to like go and defend Joe Blow's fucking gas station with my son and endanger my son, because my son's going to feel, like then my daughter's going to want to go. And now I'm taking my whole family. And I think that's a big part of it too, is that we all have the different mentalities. And again, yes, is it showing up areas too. Yes, they're coming to our neighborhoods, but again, I'm not going to go looking for it. But again, if Ron there says, "Hey James, they're coming down my street," I live 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm coming to Ron's to help him, and I know Ron would come to me, but we're friends. We know each other. I don't know Joe Blow that owns the gas station 20 miles away.
And that's probably.
Well, you know,
The
a good example of this one, Jericho, is like, the kid Kyle, that protected his own life. I mean, dude, like he was being attacked by an angry fucking mob, like we've never seen, and he defended himself. And now they're trying to vilify.
That's another thing that we talked about is optics too. Look, right away, murder.
And then this other asshole that just goes out on the street in Portland and literally murders a fucking guy walking down the street because they suspected he was a Trump supporter. I mean, come on, it's like you don't hear anything like that. Or that 5-year-old that was shot in the head on it.
Their life don't matter. Well, did you see when the dude that you're talking about, his name's Michael Reno or something, when that went down and the cops took him out, there's a video. It sounds like a black woman walks up and she's like, "What color is he? What color is he?" And she's like, "He's laying right there. He's a white guy." And she's like, "Oh, he's white." Like they were hoping, and they're saddened that it wasn't a black guy. They were hoping, you could tell by the tone of her voice, she was hoping he was black. But when they found out he was white, she went, "Oh, he's white." And another thing is, I'm sorry, go ahead, Sparky.
No. Go ahead, finish your thought. Because
I was going to also say, about the funding thing for these groups. You got to keep in mind, there's a lot of people out there, like these simps, that literally are homeless, and they're willing to give up their entire paycheck to these women on the internet just because they think they're getting something, out of it, and they're not. You have these same type of people with the same mindset in BLM and Antifa and NFAC. They're willing to live homeless and give up their entire paycheck because they think it makes them feel cool and looks good.
Well, and Margot said, "Sparky, you got to understand, patriots have jobs and these thugs don't." No, the difference is the thugs, they do have jobs. They just usually have Mick jobs. They have throwaway jobs. We have actual legitimate jobs. We usually own property. We're trying to maintain a specific lifestyle. They don't care about that. They don't have anything to lose. And when you're dealing with people who have nothing to lose, they are not going to work reasonably. So, but another problem is, and Jericho mentioned it, I'm not going to drive 20 minutes to go defend Joe Blow's gas station. Well, guess what Kyle Rittenhouse did? He drove 20 miles to worked. He works as a lifeguard, or worked as a lifeguard, did his job, cleaned up graffiti on a high school, and then stayed to defend Joe Blow's gas station that he didn't even know, because he considered himself part of that community because he works there.
Yes.
We have to get over this idea of, I don't know this person, why would I defend him? It's not the person you're defending the way of life. It is the American way of life that we have to defend these days. And I don't give a crap what color that person is, what God they bow to. If they're freaking American, I'm going to do what I can to support and defend them, because our own police officers will not do it because it's not politically expedient for their effing bosses. If you want, and I'm not saying go out there and stand there with a gun. Mere presence alone is a deterrence 9 times out of 10. It is only with these Antifa little bastards, little Andy and Brandy Tifa, where it doesn't matter.
But see, you're talking about presence, but for Kyle, they had a presence out there. He got left behind, and they still tried to murder the kid on the street. So presence,
You're right.
wasn't a thing. And I'm not disagreeing with you, and I'm not saying I don't feel that I want to go and help Joe Blow's gas station or whatever, defend it. But again, I'm not gonna go, and then my son's gonna be like, I gotta go with you, Dad.
How old
You
your
know,
son?
he's 19.
Okay.
And he wants
So he
to
was
go
an old
be
man, right?
yes.
Because at 19, I was in Kosovo getting my ass shot at.
He's in college right now, and he wants to become a sheriff's deputy. So he's biding his time in college to get his AA. So because he wants to be a sheriff's deputy because he wants to make a difference in Maricopa County.
And I would explain to him, don't stop at his AA. I'd tell him to get his BA in criminal justice, and that way he can become a shift supervisor quicker. He can.
I know he knows. But he see right now he sees this. He wishes he was old enough to be in the police academy because he wants to go and and be in the community and help people and stuff like that. That's what he wants to do as a deputy.
You know what he could do, and this is real talk. He could join the Army National Guard, and he can get some of that training that he would get in the academy. And when things happen, his governor can activate him to respond to those things, and he can make that difference within his community.
Yeah.
Of course, but you know what you're trying to. I can't tell a boy whose dream since he was 5 years old was to be a deputy, and stuff like that's his dream. That's like
being a deputy, though. That's towards becoming a deputy.
Yeah, it's a step towards it.
Yeah, it can be, or it can be a step somewhere else or something too.
Well,
but I'm not
more experience. I mean, he gained a lot more experience that way too. That's what Sparky's getting at.
Well, he doesn't want to join the Army National Guard.
Okay, well then.
So I mean, because I've talked to him about the military, and he's not real fond of joining the military. He wants to go into a thing, and he doesn't just want to be a deputy. He wants to start out there. He wants to work his way up and change the system.
Hey,
be part of it.
I got a question though.
So yeah.
Have you all heard or seen the theory? It's been floated. I see on YouTube a lot that supposedly in Kenosha, the Kyle dude wasn't the one that shot all those people. That there's supposedly snipers way out somewhere, and there's laser pointers pointing at some of those people, and they're the ones that actually took some of these people out, and not Kyle. That's
Kyle did not kill the pedo. It is now proven he did not kill the pedo. He was killed by a shot in the back. And now some people are saying that proves that Kyle Rittenhouse did not perform an act of self-defense. I would say that would strengthen the case because that would prove that there was an actual freedom seed heading his way. And dude was a bad shot and shot the pedo in the back. But yeah,
I've heard that. I did. Okay, well that makes sense.
Well, he did shoot the guy in the shoulder though. That came up with the pistol to try to shoot him.
No, he shot him. Yeah, he shot him right in the arm.
That was a hell of a shot too. Great shot because it took out his arm and he couldn't do what he was going to do.
Yeah.
So that was.
Kyle shot all three.
And you heard the statement from that guy too. The only thing he regrets is that he didn't empty the magazine in the kid.
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding me? If that's not incriminating evidence, I don't know what the fuck is.
Well, they're going to lock
he was never
spaghetti arm. They're going to lock him up, but they're not going to do it now because the government doesn't want to take on his medical bills. So I think they're waiting for him to dig himself in a major debt over that or something, and then they're going to arrest the dude once he's out.
They don't have to make his arm usable. He's already had his. No, they can arrest him right now. The fact that he has not been charged when he is a 6-time felon and he is not charged, and it's because the state, it is the DA, the local DA there is the reason why.
Yes.
They should have charged him. They should have charged him. If he isn't charged, that local DA needs to be dealt with.
Yeah, worthless local DA.
All three of those people did not come from Kenosha. They all drove from out of town to Kenosha.
Yeah, they're all criminals too, I heard.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's the reason for somebody to die, just because you're a ex convict. But in this situation, they're the ones that put themselves in that situation for that outcome to happen.
Oh,
Well, I
and
don't feel bad
Kitty,
for the pedophile. I don't feel bad for at all.
No.
no. There's only
No,
one
actually,
share for
no,
pedophilia.
One of my friends used to be a parole officer. He dealt with pedophiles. You can't fix them. They're just going to be repeat offenders. They're wired differently. So I from what I've heard from him, and he was like a PO for out there in Glendale, Ron, out there where they have to deal with all those scumbags too with the gang members. And
God, yeah, I saw that he had an Arizona record.
I'm saying, like, pedophiles. Yeah, I don't feel bad for that. That's just as they said, trash taken out. So, and yeah, the other guy was in the
brother. And you know what? And actually, everybody that he ended that got shot that night pretty much had a fucking rap sheet like 3 pages long, from what I understand. So it's like,
well, they show what the pedophile. There's video of him being aggressive with other people and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
Again, like we were talking earlier about the stuff today, where you have the aggressive people going out, and then like you said, Sparky, people are armed, they're out there, you've got a lot of guns, you got a lot of ammo, people kitted up and stuff, and not one shot's fired, they're not getting arrested, they're not beating the shit out of anybody, they're again, you said yes, presence at times, but that's a big presence. And unfortunately for Kyle, his little presence with his buddies, and then what happened. But yeah, I mean, they that pedophile, yeah, I don't think he had him a job either. So I think he was just living in mom's basement.
The only guy who I think was actually from Wisconsin was the guy who got his bicep shot off, and he was like 40 miles away from Kenosha. So he may be in a different county, and that may be why he hasn't been prosecuted yet. I don't know. But the fact that he is not in custody or anything kind of infuriates me. And someone said, oh, well, the feds can take care of him. Well, not necessarily, because if that person is not from out of state, they can't necessarily prosecute. However, like in Portland, what they have done is they have deputized many state troopers and things like that as federal agents temporarily, and they're doing that just so they can bypass local DA to press criminal charges on behalf of the state in the federal courts.
Yeah,
it's like a genius plan.
Yeah, that's actually brilliant.
Another positive happening in Kenosha is Jacob Blake. I mean, he can't go around raping women anymore. I mean, this is thing that work. So
there's a beautiful thing. There's a beautiful thing about what happened to Jacobo Balake, because I don't really like to say the little rapist name. He will not feel.
I don't blame you.
He will not feel the discomfort of his first couple rapes. Not until they bust out his teeth and use his face as a pocket pea. He's not going to feel any of the discomfort. So I mean, there is that saving grace. Yes, he may poop himself for the rest of his life. But yeah, he's not going to feel the discomfort of being anally raped in prison. I think that's a good thing for him. We gotta accentuate the positive, right?
But yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but I heard also on that same case is now the 14-year-old girl was said her debit card was stolen, and he stole it and was spending money from that card. Now she's saying that she did find it and it wasn't him. I'm wondering if she's not being intimidated or the family's not, and it was given back to them, because now they don't know where these charges come from. But all of a sudden now she's going back saying, well, this didn't happen. It wasn't him. It did this. He didn't do this, and he didn't do this. And she's saying she didn't take the rape kit because she said she's traumatized too much. So there's a good chance he's going to get off of that charge.
Oh, well. He ain't getting off the other charges. See, that's That's what you know. What is going to get off? Nasty Nate, all up in that butthole.
Oh
But
yeah.
what's
Yeah.
really disgusting is that poor 14-year-old has to look at pictures of like Drew Brees and other NFL stars with that bastard's name scrawled across their helmets because they're trying to virtue signal. You know, if anyone watches the NFL right now, and I'm a Saints fan, if anyone watches the NFL after some of the crap they've done, I would just go. I'd be like, man, I don't know if I can support that. I can't watch the NBA because they put Black Lives Matter. I want my politics and my game separate. That's just me. That's just me, though. What do I know?
Just like some Italian type sandwich.
What? We've got an Italian sandwich? Holy crap.
Yeah, Freedom, if you want, you could play some of my videos. I don't know how good the qualities are, but the most interaction I had was the first one I did, and I did title them a little weird because I didn't want these crazies to try to figure out who I am and see what I actually said about them, because then that would have caused me a lot more problems. So
I don't care about none of that. Ooh, I'll tell them exactly where to go. I tell them to watch me live stream. And they go,
Eric. I'm with Eric on that. Go watch some roller derby chicks.
hells yeah. You know, I used to date a girl who now does roller derby here and there, and her game name is Major Jugs.
Oh, wow.
It's a good name.
That is a good name. How's your wife feel about that?
My wife's fine because she's, you know, she's major.
There you go. There you go.
But no, this girl, I've known her since we were like in high school. And when she first started doing roller derby, she was like, I don't know what to name myself. And I'm like, well, that's simple. Major Jugs. And she's like, fuck yeah. That's
a good name.
I mean, roller derby is known for its class.
Yes, it is. That is. Nothing like women running around or skating around a ring, beating the crap out of each other with half dressed. So
definitely, you know, I mean, you know, and when I say class, I'm really emphasizing the ass.
Right. I was just going to check out their new wheels.
Yeah. Deputy Fupa, oof. Guntastic.
Oh my god!
That'd be a big...
Oh my god! Like that one video you showed me. Oh my god! Oh my god, Sparky! I couldn't believe it, dude. Oh my! It looked like a cow had just learned how to stand on its hind legs and walking around. Oh.
I told you. Is that what you want? You just want a pizza? Yeah. Pizza?
Yeah, pizza sounds good.
Yeah,
Actually,
I'll take a pizza.
Only if there's pineapple on it, because I'm a total degenerate.
Oh, pineapple! What the hell?
I know what's wrong with you, man. I thought you were better than that.
What's wrong with pineapple on pizza?
I don't like it. My kids love it though.
Hold on. So, is it the fact that it's a fruit? Does that bother you?
Not so much. Just because I was actually born in Hawaii, and luckily my parents moved me away from there. So now that Hawaii has turned into a liberal shithole, I don't want anything from it.
Well, I mean, pineapples grow all over the place. They really don't just grow in Hawaii.
All
Hawaii
right.
may be known for it, but here's the deal. Hawaiians think that Spam goes with everything. So I like Spam, don't get me wrong. And Spam and eggs is awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But pineapple belongs on pizza. Some people say it's because, oh, well, it's a fruit. Well, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. Tomatoes are a fruit.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I have heard that. Tomatoes are a fruit too, yeah. Dead air. Come on, somebody say something.
You guys are talking. Do I need to carry this entire thing?
You know what? I'm gonna dry fire train left-handed. Let's see if I can get the target.
Yeah, no one cares about that because I can't see that.
Yeah.
You gotta have a topic. So look, let's move on. What happens tonight, Nacho? What happens tonight?
Well, I mean, Grandmaster Joke said he's going to burn my city down, but he's
already said he's going to leave now. So
yeah, well, because he's scared of the Patriot group.
But what about the other? Do you think that tonight maybe they will go a little buck wild?
No, for the simple fact, especially down there at Churchill Downs, I've never seen so many cop cars in my life before. They had Humvees, they had SWAT vehicles. I guarantee you, they probably had well over 100 officers. Well over. I mean, they were all over. So these people, they know they can't really do much and the whole reason for the cops coming from different counties into Louisville and for National Guard coming in is because our mayor, who's a Democrat, Greg Fisher, he allowed this crap to go on, businesses to get destroyed and bashed in. Well, guess what? These business owners got together and now they're suing him for it because he ordered the cops to stand down. So now he's responsible for that lawsuit and he knows he's going to lose. So this time around, on another protest they had, I think it was last week, 79 people got locked up because they wouldn't get out of the road. Mm-hmm. And he had a ton of officers at that event as well. This one, he had even more officers because he don't want any more lawsuits. So, Grandmaster Jay, he come in just to be talk and do a photo op, and that's it. He's not going to do anything. They're not going to burn the city down because there's too many police and National Guard here.
We should call him, instead of calling him Grandmaster Jay, Funkmaster Fresh, or Shit Massa, or whatever the hell he wants to call himself. How about we call him by his God-given name? Did you know that this man is named John Fitzgerald J. Johnson? So let's just call him Johnny Fitz.
That's good. Wow. I like Johnny Fitz.
That sounds like a white boy name.
He is kind of a white boy.
Johnny Fitz. Yeah, fucking Johnny Fitz.
Yeah, fucking Johnny Fitz, man.
There you go.
This, because honestly, I think he's a plant.
Yeah, there's a lot of people are throwing that around now too.
I honestly think he's an agent. I mean, think about it. Undercover cops can't break the law traditionally. They really can't. So think about all the stuff he talks about. He talks big. He walks right up that line and then stops. Now, is this because he's not a true believer? Is it because maybe he's an undercover cop who's trying to expose a terrorist cell? I don't know. I mean, we do know that he was actually in the Army. Now, I'm pretty sure he was something like S1, or maybe he was finance. I mean, I believe he is firmly that useless. What's up, JTR? What's up, Jack? How you doing, brother?
I was thinking he was more of like that Indian dude that calls that the Covington kid to get lost. That dumbass Native American. He was what, an air conditioner man? I'm thinking Jay might have been in the same category. He just fixed a few air conditioners and then they shipped them out. Is that dude? Honestly, I don't think he's handled guns. And if you watch his videos, he's actually scared of guns. The way he talks about guns.
Yeah. Usually the people though who act the way he does. Look, if he actually had a technical job, he wouldn't have been a failed DJ. He wouldn't have been a failed this, a failed that, because he would have a technical job to fall back on, and he wouldn't be chasing clout the way he has. Evidently he has zero skill. So all he does is try to talk himself up as if he is someone to be admired, admonished, or someone that you think is awesome, and admonish is the wrong word.
Yeah,
I apologize. But when you look at,
Yeah.
do you know how he actually got his start? Like, what was his first speech that he did that the news was like, "Oh my God, this dude is awesome"? Like, because he come out of nowhere, literally. I mean, never heard of him.
showed
Never
up-
seen him all over the news.
I have no idea. The fact the first time I could find anything on the news was during the Stone Mountain March.
Yeah, I say that's when I first heard about him too, and he was out there. He was their mouthpiece there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, isn't this how Grand Funk did it?
Oh boy, you're gonna shoot yourself. Don't do that.
Oh, guess what? It didn't fire. Oh,
You got smacked on the table a little different. You didn't hold it at the right angle.
Just smack it on your
yeah,
ninja.
there you go.
Hey,
Hey,
Smack
clear
it.
that weapon. Clear that weapon. Clear that weapon. Clear that weapon. Damn it, Ron. Clear that weapon. Ron, you still have one in the chamber. No, it isn't. You ran the bow forward with the mag in. Clear it. I bet you got a piece of brass come out.
Oh, I already caught the brass. Are you kidding me, dude? This ain't my first rodeo.
You sure?
Trust me, Sparky,
Okay.
I don't leave any of my weapons unloaded. Any of them. In fact, half of them I don't even leave on safe. So
I just when I see someone, because we never keep one in the chamber with an AR. It's
I always do.
that's not a good look, bro. It's really not a good look.
Well, you know what? I like the fact that all I have to do is flip one switch and it's ready to rock and roll. I
I can
don't
show
wanna
you
have
the
to go-
book quick.
Because Sparky, the thing about it is when you need it, like in a life or death situation, you're giving up your location first of all. So it's like if it's already loaded, just like a shotgun, everybody's like, "Oh yeah," people hear that you racking around, and it's like, "Oh, I'm gonna run away," dude. Not always the case, and just I prefer to go a different way.
With a pistol, I always leave one in the chamber. With a
Always.
long rifle, the engagement range for a long rifle, if they can hear it, they're already too close. That's just my opinion. Right tool for the
Yeah, but
job. That kind of stuff.
you gotta consider. You probably, dude. My next door neighbor is 20 feet away. I don't know how far away your neighbor is, but probably farther than that.
I mean, probably 25 feet. I mean, I live in a suburb,
Okay.
so
But at the same time, that's not my go-to. My shotgun or my pistol. I mean, come on, this thing never leaves my side.
yeah.
But I'd go for a shotgun, and I keep low powder, double-aught buck. The mini shells. I got quite a few of them, and I figure for close combat, those would probably be pretty effective.
Oh man, look, I'll go 2 3/4.
I've got those two. I've got those too, but I'm not trying to kill an elephant or my neighbor.
Well, I mean, because if I'm going to go at someone with a shotgun, I want to blow a hole in them so big that if they have friends, hopefully it hits them in the process. I'm just kind of a dick. That's one of those expert.
Hey, I'm not
marksman
going to argue that point, man.
The expert marksman to me says, if I can save on ammo and knock out 2 people, why not? Then I could be one of the expert marksmen like an NFAC, except actually do it on purpose.
I'm looking at some of the live feeds that people are downtown. It don't look like a whole lot's going on really.
That's good.
They're just showing a lot of people walking around. But I mean, that's pretty much how it was earlier when I was there. The only action I seen, the only action that I did see was when people did live stream the Patriots walk into the BLM area. That is pretty much all the action. Besides that, there's not been anything, which to me is a very good thing.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
Yep.
Well, what is going to be real fun is what is it, the 26th? Let me pull up my calendar. Yeah, the 26th. The Proud Boys are going to Portland.
That ought to be interesting. I bet we'll get a lot of pyro videos out of that.
It's going to get. Did you see the? Did you see the video? Did I show you the Proud Boy video?
I don't know.
Oh no! I can't show you that because we couldn't get the sound to sync up. I think.
Hey, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to what y'all saying. I was looking at some of these live feeds. If y'all go back or go look at them, you'll see the amount of cops that they have that's in all these live feeds. I mean, there has to be probably well over 200 officers here in Louisville, and National Guard included, probably. I mean, they can't do anything. There's nothing they can do because, I mean, they'll get busted right there on the spot. There's cops at every single turn. You know, they're pretty much cornered in. They can't do anything. So I think, honestly, that's probably why the Grand Master, as he calls himself, probably just did a photo op and said, screw this, because he couldn't act a fool, you know, and his people couldn't act a fool because there's so many police and military out there. There's nothing, you know, they could do.
Well, I was watching some of the Louisville, Kentucky stuff this morning, this afternoon, and you know, I saw militia members, black, white, whatever, but they were in their full kit, and then was it about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock? A stream of over 100 police come down the center of the street, blocked it off, just basically told everybody, hey, look, you know what? You had your fun. Now, time to shut it down.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. And then by the time I showed up, because I showed up shortly after that, they were just still pissed off at the point when I showed up. And it's probably why they were doing what they were doing to me. Maybe, I don't know, unless they just do it to everybody. But yeah, they were pissed off because they showed up and they ruined their little parade they were having. And, you know, there's a ton of police around. So they couldn't do anything. They couldn't really intimidate anybody either. You know, and I do live here in Louisville, you know.
What's it like out there? I mean, like, you know, I know I saw, you know, you got the protests during the day. How is it tonight? Quiet?
I mean, it's not too bad. But I mean, Louisville, it's a rough city. If you ever watched that show, First 48, Louisville was featured on that show almost every episode or every other episode. There was just killings last night at some gas stations. I mean, these people out here, they don't play. You know, they pull a gun on you, you better expect them to use it, because they're not going to use it to intimidate you. These people out here, from especially the rough part of town, which is near Churchill Downs, those people pull a gun on you, you better hope you get out of the way, because most of the time they're going to pull that trigger. You know, Louisville is it's not always been this rough. It's just gotten a lot rougher over the years. You definitely have to watch where you go. I got family that lived in a good part of Louisville, and then gangbangers and drug dealers kind of took over the street. She can't even go outside in her front yard once it gets dark, because there's constantly bullets flying. Her house has been hit with multiple bullets just because they have such bad aim, you know. And the drug trade here in Louisville is getting real bad, you know. And that's why I didn't go to any of these previous protests, because these people, you know, they don't play around. They're not like some of these in like some of these other states where they'll just try to pull a gun on you and just intimidate you. These people here, they pull it on you, they're going to use it on you. They don't care. And they have nothing to lose anyway. And they're in a bad part of town as it is, you know. So if they go to prison, they don't care. A lot of them will tell you that. they'll tell you they can live in a prison, that they don't care, that they can still make money. You know.
Well, that's kind of the same message that I got. As soon as I started handling guns, like if you're gonna pull it, be prepared to use it, because it's not a means of, and it's not like pepper spray or anything like that. If you pull it, you better be ready to pull the trigger.
Exactly. And yeah, if you'd I would almost say if I was in a situation where felt like I was getting, or let's just say I was being cornered and they pulled their weapons, if I'd have pulled out mace or pepper spray and shot them with it, I would definitely be dead. I mean, because a lot of these people downtown, they just do not care. And the city of Louisville, it just keeps going downhill. And the police chief, he's really corrupt for many years. And when the dude took over from our previous police chief, the crime rate just started going through the roof under this guy. It just got really bad. I mean, but like all cities, Louisville does have its nice perks to it as well. But you just have to be careful where you go. That's why, like I said, I haven't been to any of these other previous rallies that's been here in Louisville because of people getting shot. There's a dude that was killed at the Breonna Taylor memorial, straight up in daylight. The dude just killed him, pulled a gun off of somebody's hip, and then killed the other guy. There's been people wounded by shots fired into the crowds. The only difference is now is the mayor's getting sued, so now he's putting the cops back out on the streets during these protests. So it's kind of calmed it down. But that's the reason why I haven't been to any of these protests prior, because of the situation, because there's constantly gunfire. I don't know if it made it on mainstream media or if it really got out there, but almost every single protest they were having after her death, there was some type of gunfire surrounding it. And sometimes people got hit, sometimes they didn't. And then a dude got killed, and then there was gunfire after that one. And then what really stopped all of it was when the business owners turned around and sued the mayor. Then he put the police back doing what they do.
Well, that's like when they go marching down to the mayor's house in these liberal cities too, and all of a sudden the cops go hard on these people now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're hypocrites. It's just, pathetic, but I'm glad they're now allowing the cops to do their jobs for what they were hired for.
Fucking kids.
But yes, and also I've been seeing, before I even went down there into that area today, there's a lot of people hoping that there would be a lot of gun violence, as they call it, happen. A lot of people get shot because a Patriot group was showing up, and NFAC said they were showing up fully armed and they were ready. All this stupid crap anyway. Then they seen the police and changed their tune. And like I said, I think that's why NFAC just did the photo op and just said, screw this, and just went and got out of there before their event was to even take place. They showed up early to their own event and left before their event was supposed to start. So.
And then they went and hid with their, what did they say, shit lays in a pile?
Yeah.
That's what they went and did, yeah.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me if so-called Grandmaster, if shortly after that, if he hasn't already started heading back home tonight. It would not surprise me if he's already back on an airplane heading back to Atlanta, because he couldn't accomplish anything he talked about doing. And all this, it's just stupid shit. really. And when he seen the police force, and then he heard about the Patriots showing up with their guns, and I think they were actually outgunned by just the Patriots. I think that pretty much pissed on his parade, and he said, "Screw it." Did his photo op, and then they got the hell out of Dodge and went to the real bad
when
part
they
of town.
when they first appeared at the Stone Mountain thing, they had the run of the place, correct? Like they were up there barking orders at people. They had weapons and stuff like that. And then their next big event was when the lady passed out and shot their own people, right? That was the next big thing. And now there's this thing. Yeah, now there's this thing. And
well, they did go to DC. They did go to DC last week, but they couldn't bring guns.
Yeah.
So they were screaming Black Power in DC.
Yeah, but it was like a fart in the wind, though. So
yeah.
I'm saying when they stepped onto the scene, they went to a place, and they had the run of the fucking place, correct? Isn't that what it was? We all kind of found out. Johnny
pretty much.
Johnny Fitz also had a police escort. So when they went to one thing you don't see in the videos, they had a police escort. There was police all over the place protecting their butts. So Johnny Fitz, like, okay, the Patriots weren't allowed to march in the streets. They were forced to be on the sidewalk. You want to know why? They didn't have a permit, but they couldn't stop them. So they forced them to stay on the sidewalks. Old Johnny Fitz gets permits to march everywhere he goes, so he can walk in the streets and act like they're doing big. But what you don't see in their videos is all the police protecting them.
Yeah, well, this time they didn't get a walk in the streets like they planned because the city shut that down very quickly. They shut down Central Avenue. Now, they allowed everybody to stand on the sidewalk on the opposite side of the road of Churchill Downs, but they put the police cars there and they put up a fence on both sides.
Yeah.
So it pissed on his parade. And I think when he seen that, he really got pissed off and realized there's nothing he could do.
Yeah, because if they even start to push those fences down, all that is that's a slaughterhouse waiting to happen.
Oh, they would have lit them up with those pepper balls. They were ready.
Yeah, I saw the SWAT teams and everything there. So
they had bomb squad there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when, like I said, when he showed up, he didn't expect all this, all type of law enforcement to be there like it was, and that he didn't get to do what he wanted to do. I think that's when he said, screw it. And then he went deeper into the bad part of the town because he realized that people like me wouldn't be dumb enough to follow him into that area because, I mean, you're asking for trouble. If I would have went there, I'd been asking for trouble for sure. Even though there were probably police there.
There was actually a lot of people actually streaming following them. So people that they don't like were actually streaming following them. It was interesting. They're LARPers, dude. That's all they are.
Yeah, no, I realize that, but I mean the people that live in those communities, they're definitely not.
Yeah, but I don't even think people that live in those communities want to mess around too much with all this.
No, I don't either. I think it was a huge flop on his end. He's probably, to be honest, he probably feels embarrassed about the situation now because what'd they do? Nothing. They showed up, took a photo in front of Churchill Downs, walked 6 blocks down, and did another little photo op, a little interview, and then that was it. I mean,
yeah.
Well, they should be embarrassed again when they got their own people shot. That should have been the biggest embarrassment of all.
That like said, it's embarrassment, but they should be embarrassed with all the crap they talked. Look, Johnny Fitz swore up and down that in 4 weeks he was going to come up and
burn.
He's like, I'm going to burn this fucker down. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see any bonfires going there, Johnny.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Johnny ain't the one now. I mean, come on now. Be fair to Johnny. He ain't the one to set the bonfires. He's just trying to encourage it, but the police pissed on that parade as well.
Well,
And everything is boarded up downtown. I mean,
well, it's kind of funny, when the 4-week time came, I'm pretty sure he went, I done fucked up. I'm pretty sure that's what was running through his head. He was like, "Oh, I figured the DA would have pressed charges, blah blah blah." Nah, the DA's like, "I got you, skinny man." Johnny,
well,
shit.
honestly, I think in that situation, he said he's going to come back in 4 weeks and burn my city down. He thought he was getting something accomplished and expected people in the community to do it for him, and then he would take credit for when that happened. And when it didn't happen, he's like, "Oh shit, what do I do now?" And then he heard about the Kentucky Derby, and then he's like, "Oh, that's a good excuse. I'll go there and I can claim victory for getting that shut down." Which it might have had something to do with it getting shut down. It probably did.
It did, because they announced that they were going to have smaller numbers. They were only going to allow 23,000 people in the church towns. And then the NFAC said, "Oh, we bought 2,000 tickets." You know what? Let them buy 2,000 tickets.
Yep.
Get that money, because he couldn't pull 2,000 people to show up and fill those spots. He's always come with these hyperinflated numbers. "Oh, we had about 1,000 people at Stone Mountain." Wrong.
Well, let me ask you this though. Okay, they got 2,000 tickets. I mean, everybody knows about Churchill Downs. Okay, and their security is top notch there. If they had 2,000 tickets, what are they going to do? Go in there and yell at the horses as they're running around the damn track? I mean, there's nothing else they could do.
I mean, there was a Saudi royal there today, and he had more security there than the total number of National Guardsmen and police there.
Yep.
I mean, when you have royal Saudis sitting there in the stands, do you really think your little bullshit militia is going to do much of anything?
Yeah. Well, I mean, but what was their true intention of? Let's say Churchill Downs didn't cancel the event to the public, and let's say they actually had 2,000 tickets. What were they actually going to do? Run out on the track? I mean, that'd been all they could do. They couldn't have gotten weapons in there because
all they
wanted
to do was shut down the money to the white people. That's what that's about. And he's going to claim some kind of victory. But the deal is, they made plenty of money today. They could have made more, but they made plenty of money.
Well, they can always make more, but yeah.
No one's going to run multi-million-dollar horses without making money.
That's what it's about. That's the whole point of that fucking horse racing.
Yeah.
It ain't because they love horses. Ron says, no juice. Tell the chat thank you for coming. He's waiting for his computer to reboot.
All righty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I'd like to thank you for all your time. I am sorry. This has been a little bit slower of a night than normal. But Jericho, if you would, do you have a channel?
No, but I appreciate being invited on. So, I usually get to be a spectator. Usually I'm working around now, so I was lucky enough to get the first Saturday off in months. So Ron was generous enough to invite me. So hopefully I'll be on again, but I get to watch you guys normally. So it's nice to be part of the chat, not just a spectator.
It was great to have you on. And Nacho, go ahead and plug your stuff, bro. Nacho.
Sparky, plug yourself, buddy. Come on.
All righty. So every Wednesday night, you can find me live on youtube.com/aircraftsparky. That is my channel. You need to go there. You can sub there. I have recently been hit with a strike because I called out the Portland murderer. I need actual subscribers. I need more people watching. Monday. I will be putting out all kinds of videos. I have a week's worth of repressed anger that I just want to all over the internet. So you're going to get it there live, loud, and fast on Monday. Subscribe to me, Aircraft Sparky, youtube.com/aircraftsparky. Go find me there. Go find Nacho. Look up Nacho live stream. Even though he won't plug his own stuff, I will do it for him.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned about being with a strike. I remember I was doing a private stream one night with a few of the group here, and I was watching most of us are sports fans or something of some nature. My family's from Buffalo, so I'm a Bills fan. And they released a video saying about Josh Allen, the quarterback, is talking why he's going to play during the pandemic. And so I said, I made a comment myself and said, I hope he stands for the anthem too. Well, I got a lot of crap, and they were talking about Black Lives Matter, little black fist or whatever and stuff like that, and this and that. So I commented about if Black Lives Matter, what about Planned Parenthood being 40% of all abortions are black? Look where they're located in a lot of black and brown communities, especially black. And I posted it, and I'm like, look, I even showed Ron and company, look what I'm posting and stuff. Not 2 minutes later, fucking scrubbed. Like it never existed, the comment. So I reposted it again, a little more eloquent, 2-3 minutes, gone. I tried a third time, gone, and I said, fuck it. But yeah, they're watching everybody, and everybody's getting strikes or stuff scrubbed. It's a travesty, and they want to operate under that whole pretense they're not a publisher, but they are. And they're deciding who can and what stuff they can put on and who can post what. That's a publisher. So
yeah, it's kind of a shame, but it is what it is.
Yep.
So, Nacho, plug your stuff, man. Plug your stuff because we're about to go.
Oh, all right. Y'all can find me on here YouTube at Nacho's live stream, and I do have a Twitter that I hardly ever use. I think I got it on my page. Don't really advertise it because I don't get on there much. But if you want to get in contact with me, you can direct message me on Twitter. It's I'll put it in the chat room. It's Nacho Sin. Let me write it in there. Because I don't use it very often, so. All right, there it is in the chat room. And I do got some videos from today on there. You all can use them, share them, whatever. I ain't gonna make money on it, but you all can, use the full videos, clips, whatever. I don't really care as long as it gets out there. I don't need a pat on the back, anything like that. But today, my opinion, everything was successful. So
that's the way I see it.
Sparky, what about you were doing new designs? Do you want to plug that real quick?
Oh, yes. If you go to my Teespring, oh, crap. Let me actually pull that up so I can give you the actual Teespring link.
Because he said Sparky was doing some really cool designs the other day.
Yeah, let me.
Anyways,
in the chat right now, I have uploaded a couple of new designs to my Teespring store. We now have an Oathkeeper / 3%er shirt. We also have a 3%er an Oathkeeper mask. We have a Jobs Not Mob shirt. Go by and check it out. If you like it, please go ahead and buy it. All proceeds go to me and my beer fund, and I appreciate that. It's just another way to support your creators. But you know what? Unfortunately, I do not have control of how to close this out. So we're going to have to do this down and dirty, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
We are going to have to actually just close out the StreamYard and let YouTube end it organically. I'm Aircraft Sparky on behalf of Dangerous Freedom. Thank you for coming by. We will see you next Saturday night for another edition of the Saturday Night Forums. It will be Saturday Night Forums number 14. And I'm sure it'll be much better than it was tonight. But until next time, y'all have a great time.
Cheers, everyone. Stay frosty.
And go ahead and just hit that little X.
Peace.
Hey, terribly sorry about that to anybody. Had a little computer issue after all the kids ran in. Thank you all for coming, though. I appreciate every single one of you, and stay safe out there. Things are going to get a lot worse before they get any better, folks. So, peace.